Yes, a lot. Okay, hello. My name is Eva Jordan E. Johnson, and welcome to another session of Soap for Healing. We had some technical difficulties, but we are still here. Thank you, Miss Denise. The name of our show is Soap for Healing with my special guest, Denise Willis. Okay.
Hi, Miss
Denise,
Johnson. How are
hello,
you?
Mister. I'm okay. I'm a
Good.
little flustered, but I'm okay.
Yes, we
Thank
just
you for
breathe through
being
it, right?
here.
That's what we do.
Yes. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Today we will be talking about caregivers. Denise is a former caregiver. We have been friends for a long time. So I
Yes.
asked her to be on the show with me. So, uh, Denise, can you briefly tell a little bit about yourself?
Yes. As Eva, as you stated, we've been friends for a long time. Actually, I was thinking about it the other day. It's been well over 30 years. So I guess we're getting older. Okay. So, as you said, I was a caregiver for my brother for 10 years. And it's amazing how God, we don't know the plan for our lives, but how He arranges things. So, you knew my brother and you experienced me taking care of him during that 10-year period. And then so it was easy for me to understand what you were going through when you had your stroke and with your family caring, being able to care for you because I had experienced it firsthand. Vince actually came and lived with me. So he lived with me that entire time. His stroke was pretty severe. It was on both sides of the brain. So he did not have use of his hands, and also cognitively there was severe damage. So it was challenging, to say the least, the beginning. But from the very beginning, the Lord told me that I could not and would not put my brother into a nursing home or facility, which was the suggestion and recommendation of all the doctors. So I brought him home with me.
You helped me a lot. You said, Eva, do right, do the. My, I
This is
know
a
what you
reminder.
are going
Here's
through.
your reminder from my daily mindset skill. Don't forget to build your practice with a new affirmation.
Okay, that's
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Here's your reminder from my
yes. I
daily
heard
mindset
something
skill.
in the
Don't forget to build
background,
your practice with a new
but
Probably
that's
you.
okay.
You
We have
okay?
a little bit of technical difficulty. Please go with us. We are doing it anyway. We are praising God anyway.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So
And
when I think about one of the biggest challenges and was finding assistance because I actually lived alone with Vincent and trying to find a assistance for me to get a break. So when I think about caregiving, I think even the most important thing for the family and your loved ones is to make sure that they get rest
that's
and
good.
breaks.
That's, so you know what it's like because it affects the whole family. That's
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I have to say this because I've been to your home several times, since you had your stroke. And it is amazing. And I have to commend your husband because I don't know too many, to be perfectly honest, too many husbands that would care for or have the ability or think that they have the ability to care for their wife as Sam does for you. I mean, it is amazing. It is encouraging to me that that you are experiencing the kind of love that he has for you to care for you from the very beginning to now, and all the amazing equipment and things that he has built to make your life easier. So I have to commend him. And I, like I told you too, as the victim, sometimes you have to give him grace, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it's hard as the stroke victim because of the frustration of not being able to be independent and do those things that you're used to and needing assistance.
Yeah.
But I just have to start there that he has been an amazing husband. He's going to get a special crown for sure. Husband of the stroke
Amen.
victim.
I I concur. I concur. And then it's hard on it's hard on the person as well as the caregiver because one day
Mhm.
you are so called uh able-bodied, and then the next day you there are things you cannot do that you did before. So thanks for sharing. It affects the whole family. Okay.
Absolutely.
My next question for you is, how did you feel about this call to serve?
How did I feel? Say that once more time, slower.
How did you feel about this time to serve?
This time to serve.
This call to
Oh, today, the call to talk about this. You know what? It's so funny. Uh, I was fine with it, but as always, the adversary always throws things in, and it was a little, we had technical difficulties, but whenever, you're trying to do something, Eva, for the good of others, it seems like those things happen. So I was glad to be, when you asked me, to share my experience with Vince for 10 years. As you know, Vince passed away in 22. So now it's going on 3 years that he passed away.
oh, but apparently there are 8 people or more who are listening. Thank you uh, for caregivers, and if this helps people, please share it because it's important. This is an important issue. Okay,
Absolutely.
okay, and then go ahead. I don't mean to interrupt you. Uh, my next question: what were your
Mhm.
greatest challenges?
The
What were your greatest challenges?
uh, Probably the greatest challenge, to be honest with you, was to find competent, trustworthy help, because you really can't do it alone. You try, but you do need help. And so that was probably my biggest challenge. I probably went through Eva uh, 5 or 6 caregivers before I found an amazing woman. Her name is Novella, who took care of my brother Vince until he passed away. And so that was probably the biggest challenge was finding competent, honest people with integrity to be in your home, to be honest, when you're not there. That was the biggest challenge.
Okay. How did you feel about this call to serve your brother?
I thought, well, when Vince had his initial stroke, Vince had his stroke during a procedure. He was having open heart surgery. And during that procedure, he had several strokes. So I was there actually in the city with him just to be there for 2 weeks to bring him home to his home and get him settled. It ended up being 6 months that I was there with him at the VA hospital To be quite honest with you, at that time I had to be the medical power of attorney because Vincent could not make any decisions for himself. It took him 3 months. He was unconscious. He didn't gain consciousness even for about 4 days after his surgery. And when he did, he was not able to speak or the journey was long. He was on a ventilator, feeding tube, everything that you can imagine. We went through. Yeah. So the call, to answer your question, the call to serve. We had a family meeting there. I have three brothers. Uh, I was I was the one living closest to him and had the flexibility because my work is as a minister as a missionary with a campus ministry called the Impact Movement. So I had the flexibility of working from the hospital. Why I also was the advocate for Vincent. My other brothers could not move to that city. So once I realized that that was what the Lord told me to do, we were processing what we would do when it was time for Benson to be released from the rehab facility. And that's when I had visited several that unfortunately the care, I just kind of did a spot drop in, if you will, not a planned visit to different homes, so nursing homes. And honestly, there was none that I would feel comfortable putting him in when he could not advocate for himself. So at that point, I knew it was my call to bring him home. So that's when we found a place that I brought him home to.
Well, thank you for bringing him home. Each each person is a different situation, but
Mhm.
I learned a lot from you, even before the stroke, and taking care of Vincent, taking care of and he was so tall. I
Y-
said, you just have to look that guy, huh?
You're right, Eva, because Benson was 6'6" and I'm 5'7", so yeah, he was
Yeah.
much taller than me.
Mhm. But you did a good job with him. And
Mm,
it was a learning experience for me before my stroke. Before
yes.
my stroke. And again, thank you to the people who were watching it. And thank you for the people who uh, were, have been there all the time. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And if you don't understand me, please ask me to repeat myself because it's a gift from you to me.
Yes, you are doing amazing. You just talk, I can understand you. I can, it's amazing how your speech even has improved over the time because I think I came to visit you the first time when you were home maybe 2 months from the hospital. So, and then to now, you've done an amazing job in recovery. And what a blessing it really is, Eva, for you. I know when you think about where's a blessing in a stroke, but you, as I shared with you before, you had no cognitive damage, which is a blessing because you know who you are, you know your space, you know where you are, and those things. And that is so important because, to be honest with you, those are things that Dale Events didn't know. I'd ask him each day, what's your name? And where do you live? And he would always tell me he lived where we grew up, which was not. So his short term memory and long term memory was affected a lot. So I thank God every day for you, even in this journey, but you are able to, just like this, host a for stroke for healing podcast. And that's just you. That's who you are. And you didn't stop doing the work that you were doing prior to your stroke. You just found a different way of doing it. So God is using you. So I'm thankful that you have use, and you're still Eva. You can get smart with your lips, your mouth, and tell me, no.
I have to thank God. He's, I have to thank him for the parents, everybody who prayed for me. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. So, what tips would you give for new people and existing caregivers? What are the tips you would give them
So the very
to
first
encourage
thing,
them?
as a caregiver, the first thing that I would do is remember that you cannot do it alone. You may initially think, okay, I have this. You cannot do it alone. So seek out, professional help to help you so that at the very least, you can get a night to just go out to dinner with your husband or go out to dinner with your girlfriends so that you are not 24/7 taking care of the needs of your loved one that had the stroke. You need to also take care of yourself so that you can take care of that person. That would be the number one. Spend time, take care, rest for yourself, make sure. And then find the second thing would be to find some help. The other thing is honestly to give grace to your family members who can't help. Everyone is not called to do this and they can't do it. So sometimes when you can't understand as a caregiver, when you ask maybe siblings or other family members to assist, when they may come for an hour or two to sit with your loved one, but not willing to give the amount of space and time that you are. Give grace. Everyone does not have the calling. And to be perfectly honest with you, if if they're not called by the Lord to do this, you don't want them to serve your loved one because it is challenging. And there are moments that you will get frustrated as a caregiver. There are moments that you're tired, that you cry, that you want to stop. You don't want to do it's overwhelming. But then God re-energizes you and gives you what you need. So that would be my third. Give grace to the family members, love on them, continue and accept whatever they can do to help with assisting with the loved one.
That is good. And remember to share it only to people that can be benefit from this uh, live. And then
You're
that
right,
was
Eva,
so
because you
good.
know what? We never know when something like this, similar to this, that you would become a gift caregiver of a stroke victim. You did not know all those 10 years that Vince was with me, that you and Sam would come and visit, that you would actually experience something similar to Vince. You didn't know that.
Yeah, I
But
didn't
God,
know, but
so
I
it's
do.
not only so your recordings and your sharing your experience is not only for people that are presently caring for or it uh, had a stroke, but because we never know, it could be a family member of someone else's next week. So it's good information. I'm so amazed and proud of what you're doing. Really, this is
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, thank you, Miss Denise, for sharing how to connect with you. How, what are ways that people can connect with you personally?
So you can connect with me through my I think I gave it to you. My email is Denise is impactmovement.org/staff/Denise Willis.
Oh, thank you. Thank
Mhm.
you. I will put that in the comments. I was
Okay.
supposed to put it before, but
No
because of
worries.
the technical difficulties, I didn't do it.
No
But thank you.
worries.
Thank you for watching us. Thank you for being a blessing to us. I know
You
that my producer said that I know what he said.
Your producer. See, there he is multitasking again. Not
Yes.
only is he caring for you, now he's your producer, right? That's
Yes.
your husband?
So can you repeat that again? Impactmovement.org.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
It's impactmovement.org/staff, STAFF
I will be sharing that later. Uh, so you can connect with her through the impact.org. Impact
Yes,
has been so good to me. I didn't know the long term effects that supporting the impact movement will do. So thank you so much for sharing. And I I'm Eva with at that time at Stroke for Healing.
yes. And if anyone has questions or, about need to be encouraged because they're walking this journey and caring for a loved one, just send me a text message, send me an email. I'd be glad to encourage you. And that there is life after a stroke. That's the other
Amen.
thing.
Amen.
Mhm.
I felt it was in the beginning. I felt it was hopeless, but
Yes.
it is not.
Yep.
You never know how God will use you. You never know.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, Miss Denise.
You
And
are welcome anytime.
you know how to contact her. And if she's a missionary, if you want to support her, go to the Impact site. Right now, I don't have a site, but I will in the future. Okay?
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Miss
Re-
Johnson.
Okay, thank you. And remember to be a blessing to someone today. Thank you so much. Don't remember not to hang up when we gonna stop recording. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you everyone for joining. And see you later. Bye
Thank you,
bye.
Eva.